the music of sound. Learning about nature, production and propagation of sound. Nature of sound. There was a lot of noise in the classroom, but as soon as the teacher entered, the noise level fell. The teacher asked the students to concentrate for 2 minutes on the different sounds they could hear. The students could hear various sounds coming from the neighboring classes, from the playground, from the street, and from other sources. Then the teacher asked a question, "What is sound?" The students said, "It is the sensation of hearing, teacher." After a lot of discussion with the teacher, they found the answer. Sound is a form of energy which produces sensation of hearing in our ears. Production of sound. Activity. Take a string of about 17 centimeter length. Tie a metal spoon at one end of the string. Hold the other end near your ear in such a way that the spoon remains suspended. Now, strike the spoon with another metal spoon. What do you experience? We hear sound when one metal spoon is struck with another metal spoon. Now suspend some other objects such as plastic box, plastic rod, wooden scale to the string and repeat the same activity. Is the sound heard in each case the same? When we repeat the activity on suspending various objects as a plastic box, plastic rod, wooden scale to the string, the sound heard in each case is different. Take a rubber band of sufficient length. Stretch it between the thumb and first finger of your hand. Now pluck it at the center by using finger of the other hand. What do you experience? We hear sound when the rubber band is plucked at the center. Now take a cap of your pen and blow air into it by holding it near to your lips. What happens? Is the experience similar to blowing a whistle or flute? When air is blown into the cap by holding it near to your lips, we hear sound. Yes, the experience is similar to blowing a whistle or a flute. In all the above cases, sound is produced, but the ways to produce sound are different. Sound in the above example was produced by striking, plucking, and blowing. Similarly, sound also can be produced by scratching, rubbing, flapping, or shaking different objects. In each case, vibrations in the object are responsible to produce sound. Vibration is a rapid to and fro motion of an object. Sometimes the vibrations may be strong enough to be seen by eyes. For example, string vibrations in string instruments. Sometimes the vibrations can be felt by sense of touch. In the following examples, identify which vibrations produced can be seen or felt by touch. A musician plucking his guitar. The surface of a sound box when loud music is playing. Propagation of sound. Activity. Take a trough full of water and drop a stone in it. What happens when stone touches the surface of water? What happens to the surface of water a few seconds later? Now, place a piece of paper on the water surface and drop the stone in water at some distance from the paper. What happens to the piece of paper? A disturbance gets created by dropping a stone and it moves outwards. But the piece of paper moves just up and down instead of moving away. Sounds also get propagated in the form of waves. Sound is produced when an object is disturbed and starts vibrating. Sound gets transmitted through matter of substance, which is called a medium. It can be solid, liquid, or gas. Sound cannot travel through vacuum. The particles do not travel from the vibrating object to the listener. A particle of medium in contact with a vibrating object is first displaced from its equilibrium position. Then, it exerts a force on the adjacent particle. The adjacent particle gets displaced from its position at rest. The first particle comes back to its original position after displacing the adjacent particle. The process goes on repeating from source to listener, and sound reaches the listener in the form of waves. The mechanism of production and propagation of sound is illustrated with the help of a figure. Sound waves are longitudinal waves. Take a slinky. Ask your friend to hold one end while you hold the other end. Now stretch the slinky. Give a sharp push towards your friend. What do you notice? If you move your hand pushing and pulling alternately, what do you observe? And what is the basic difference that you have noticed in the above activity? The propagation of disturbance in a slinky can be simulated to sound propagation. These waves are longitudinal waves. The individual particles of the medium move in a directional parallel to direction of propagation of disturbance. The particles do not move from one place to another, but they just oscillate back and forth above the mean position. Sound waves are longitudinal waves. Summary. Sound is a form of energy which produces sensation of hearing in our ears. Sound is produced when an object is disturbed and starts vibrating. Sound gets transmitted through matter of substance, which is called a medium. It can be solid, liquid, or gas. Sound waves are longitudinal waves. And that is all in this topic, student. Keep learning and enjoy music, but don't do the noise pollution.